guys, and in this video we'll learn about the relationship. And first type of relation that we're going to learn here is a one-to-one relationship. So let's start. So open your text editor, and now let's make a relationship between the user and profile. So let's think what kind of relationship these two tables have. The two tables will have only one-to-one relationship. That means one user will have only one profile, right? One user will never have two profiles. So they have one-to-one relationship. That means what I mean here is that, let me clear it a bit. So if there is a user with ID 1 in users table, in the profile table also, in user underscore ID, there should be that user with 1, right? So this user can have only one profile. Similarly, if there is a users with the ID 2 in users table, he can have a profiles with ID 2, but this user won't have a two profile. Like it can have a two profile, like with a user ID 2 and again with a user ID 1. It won't be, never it won't be. Okay, so there is a one-to-one relationship, and to use one-to-one relationship we'll use has one to set up the relationship. So you can see here, you can use has one in your user model. So the user have one relationship, so what we use is has one. So before that, let's get all the users from our database. So for that, let me go here and let me make one new route here. So I'll make, so it's using the home route, right? So okay, we can use in the home route, we'll use the home, and here is the index method. And if you go to home controller, so no, we'll use, we have already make one controller, so we'll use the same controller. We have the tax controller, so here the tax controller, we already made that, and index method, and we'll use your users, and we do not need the name route. So what we're going to do here is that we're getting all the users and user profile. So in a tax controller, I have to make a users, sorry, an index method. So in a tax controller, I'll make here index method on the top. So public function index, and here I'll return a view, return view, and the view is the home. Okay, so it will be home, and what I have to do is in the home we already made the form, so I like to remove that form here, home. So I'll remove this form and I'll get all the users here. So remove this one, and in here now let me get all the users. So to get all the users from the database, what I do is users is to all, or users is to get, whatever you like to do. And I need to pass this into home, right? So I'll pass that variable using a compact, and I'll use here users so that I can for each loop each of these, and I can get. So let's use here import a model, user model. So app/user, because we are using the user. So now if I go to the home.blade in this directory, I can use the for each and users as user, and let me in for each here, in for each, and with a p tag, what I like to do is I like to get the name of user. So I'll write user and name. I hope this is not so difficult for you guys to understand. This, I'm getting all the users from using users to get all the users from the user model, and in the home.blade.php I'm passing that users variable so that I can loop in my home.blade.php, and I use it for each loop. So now if I go to this particular URL, which is the users, I should get that. Okay, so let's go here, users, and hit. So I think my server is not started, so let me start this. PHP artisan serve, and after it started, we'll get I think we have 20 users in database. We made 20 users, so we should get 20 users here. Name of users, we are not getting anything because we are not getting the name. So we're selecting the name. So you can see here 20 users I got here. Now what I like to do is I will need to get the data from the profile. So that means I want to know if this users has particular address or not in this profile table. They have a particular address, right? So how can I get address of this user? So to do that we need to set up a relationship. So here first I'll set up a relationship, and the relationship I'll make it as a profile public function. You can give the any name to your relationship, and you need to write a return $this. So relationship is has one, that means one user has one profile, and here you can use a profile is to class, or you can use app/profile. Or so if you use in this way, make sure that you imported profile here as well, or you can directly use app/profile in there, whatever you feel easy. So here you can see we use our relationship name is a profile, and it say user has one profile. Okay, so we copy this profile and we go to home.blade.php, all the username from our database, right? So what now I want to do is that I want to go to database. I want to get the address of that particular user. So for example, I want to get the address that belongs to this user. So what I have to do is we have already set up the relationship. Now I'll what to do here, I'll just use a user, and the name of the database in our case is the profile, and I want to get the address from that profiles table. So I'll write address address. So this will get me the address here of that users. I think spelling mistake. address profile file, this is the mistake. Relationship. Now you can get the address of all that user. So in this way you can set up the one-to-one relationship, and you can get the data between the two tables using the one-to-one relationship. In this way, just you need to use has one, and you can use that relationship name, and you can get any field that you want to get from that particular table. So in this way you can get a user ID, or you can get anything from this profile table. So I'll see you in the next video.